We're going live.
Are we live?
Y'all are live.
All right, so we're going to give everybody a minute to sign on.
What do you want for Christmas?
My 2 front teeth.
Oh, what else you want for Christmas?
Man, I'm blessed with my family, so. Man, I love Christmas because of family time. What are you guys going to do for Christmas?
We have a large family.
Yeah.
We have a separated family, so we go here, we go there. We got dads, we got moms, we got in-laws, we got our house.
You sound like our family. And is anybody signed on yet?
Okay.
We're talking to the producers behind the camera here, waiting on
a few more to show up.
Hey, welcome to the live Facebook Live. Welcome to the live event. We're sitting here talking about Christmas, waiting on everybody to get signed on. When the producer gives us the go-ahead here, we're going to talk to you a little bit today about some things that were brought up last night at the educational event, we did over in Knoxville. So, is everybody signed on? We're kind of getting a few more people signed on there, it says, I guess. I got a little frog in my throat.
Uh-oh.
I guess that comes with cold weather, no?
You've been sick on us. Glad you got your voice back.
Yeah, heck yeah. I'm glad to be back.
Perfect.
You missed me, didn't you?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I knew you did.
Absolutely. Let's get started. Let's go with
All
some
right,
questions.
so we ready?
Yeah.
Ready to get going?
Let's think of what was some hot topics this week. Let's some questions come up last night. Want to describe maybe something on BOLI?
BOLI. We got asked a lot of questions last night about BOLI. BOLI is one of those things that very few people know about. Very few people even know it exists, as you saw last night.
Right.
Brian and I got home fairly late last night because we were doing an educational workshop in Knoxville, Tennessee, for those of you watching around the U.S. And we did get asked a lot of questions because I brought up the fact that BOLI is one of the things. I think the way the question was phrased is, if you use the rule of 100, what do you guys put safe money in, right?
Right.
And so a lot of people ask, and then I said BOLI. And then, hands started popping up everywhere, and people started saying, what is BOLI? Haven't even heard of BOLI. So I see Mark. Mark says, come on. So say hi to Mark. Give a shout out to Mark. Welcome. Maria, I see you've signed on there. So
got some M's rolling.
Got some M&M.
M&M.
M&M. So say hi to you guys. Welcome to the live event this morning. And we're talking about an educational event we had last night in Knoxville. We brought up a question about our safe money, and I mentioned BOLI, B.O.L.I. And then hands started popping up everywhere. What is BOLI? Mm-hmm. Now, you saw that.
Yeah, everybody's playing the market.
Everybody's in the market because it's on fire right now.
They don't know if it's going to go up, go down tomorrow. So safe money is the question.
Safe money. And so here's what BOLI is. So BOLI is, we live in the world of acronyms. So BOLI is B-O-L-I. So that stands for Bank-Owned Life Insurance. That's what that stands for. Now, what bank-owned life insurance is, banks are allowed to take X amount of their assets. So one bank that I'm very familiar with, they're like $1 billion bank.
Billion?
Billion with a B.
Okay.
$1 billion bank. But most people are familiar that banks take a percentage of your deposits and then they do loans. So they loan money to people for cars, automobiles, trucks, tractors in our case here in Tennessee, houses, apartments, so banks take in deposits and then they loan out that money for interest. So let's say they pay you on a 1-year CD. Let's say they pay 0.3% interest, okay? And let's say you put $100,000 in that CD. So the bank is allowed to loan out, and I'm not sure right now the exact amount because obviously I'm not the Fed chairman, but I think it's like 40% of that 100,000 they can loan out. So if they pay you 0.3% for that 1 year CD, well, I may turn around and loan that money to Mark. He's online here, so I may loan that money to Mark at 8% interest or 6% interest to buy his house. So that's one way banks make income, and that's one way banks make money. The second way they make money that nobody knows about is this BOLI.
Okay.
So it's bank-owned life insurance. They take out a life insurance, single premium, maxed out life policy on the CEO or the chairman of the board or the president of the bank. And it's really hard to know anything about it much. It's hard to find out about it because you don't want something to happen to the president or to the CEO or to the chairman of the board. So people don't know a lot about it. But they put it in the insurance company. So this particular bank has $17 million in BOLI. And that's just one of many, many, many banks. Some of the big name banks that some of the folks last night at the workshop were talking about, they have $30 and $40 million in BOLI.
It's not just one bank.
Not just one bank. Yeah, several banks. So they put that money, they might pay you, the consumer, 0.30 or whatever the going interest rate is at the time. For a 1 year CD, they might pay you 0.3, okay, or 1 or 1.25 or whatever the rate is they're paying. So then they take that $17 million and they put it in the pockets of the insurance company. So they invest that in the insurance company, and they're listed as the owner on that policy. That's why it's a bank-owned life policy. So it's the bank's money. So they put the money in the insurance policy. Then they're getting a fixed rate of, say, 3.5. Say 3.65 is the most current rate. Hey, Jeremy, I see you just joined us. Welcome on board. Good to have you with us today. We're talking about BOLI, B.O.L.I, bank-owned life insurance. And so anyway, I come into the bank, I make my deposit, you're my banker, and I get a CD, 1 year CD. You might pay me 1%.
Somebody said 1.5 last night.
1.5 last night. Somebody said 1.5 last night. So you pay me 1.5. Well, as the banker, as the chairman of the board, you take that money, you put it in a bank-owned life insurance policy, a single premium policy. The insurance company is going to pay you, right now the fixed rate is 3.65. Well, that's twice, that's double. Now imagine you, the investor. If you can make double the interest than you're making right now. Wouldn't that be cool?
That'd be great.
I mean, wouldn't that make you have a better Christmas?
Is fixed guaranteed?
Fixed is guaranteed.
Okay.
It's insured. It's guaranteed. It's safe. It's guaranteed. It's not. You don't just stop at $250,000. That's the whole reason the bank has got millions in it, because it's safe and it's guaranteed. You can get to it anytime you want it. All right. Now, like a bank CD. Let's say if you go get a 1 year bank CD. Let's say 6 months from now you want to take the money out. Well, they're going to charge you penalty. They're going to charge you a surrender charge. In this BOLI product, there are no surrender charges. There are no penalties. So if you put your money in the same thing the bank is putting their money in. Hey, Amy, welcome aboard. Hi, Olivia. Good to have you with us. We're talking today about BOLI, bank-owned life insurance. And what's good for the bank is good for you. You know, if a bank can put $17 million in it, $30 million in it, $40 million in it, we ought to be able to put our...
We won't say that amount.
You put your $10 in.
Not $10 to go in.
So, you know, we ought to be able to put our $100,000 in, or our $50,000, or whatever investment you may have. But, you know, if the bank can... Bruce, welcome aboard. Good to see you. Good to have you on board with us. So... It's good now people are signing on, and we're talking about bank-owned life insurance. And so simply, here's what banks do. Banks will pay you, I think you said last night at the workshop, 1.5 is what somebody told us last night they got offered for a 1 year CD. Right now, currently, as of today, when we're shooting this live, the fixed rate is 3.65. Well, that's more than double. That is almost triple what you can get. So, Melissa, good to see you on board. Good to have you with us. Welcome. And so what I would say is I would say, look, if you're looking for a good, safe, solid investment, and you know, I want it insured, I want it safe, I want to know it's there, and I don't want any penalties.
And accessible.
Good word. So I want it accessible. I want it liquid. I don't want any penalties involved. If the bank is paying me 1.5 and they're earning 3.65, then why can't I be like the bank and earn 3.65? So what I'm telling you today is you can. I can do the same thing for you that I do for the bank. So you don't have to earn 1.5. You can earn 3.65 fixed. So imagine how that would impact your portfolio. Imagine how that would impact your family at Christmas time.
So is that fixed for 1 year?
That's fixed for 1 year. Yep. And you know what? I'm glad you brought that up. Because if you get a bank a bank CD, and I think we got somebody on there that's typed us a question. So who buys CDs anymore? Believe it or not, there are a lot of people buying CDs now.
Every seminar, someone asks about CDs.
Every single workshop and seminar, people are asking, what can I do with my CD money? In fact, yesterday in my office, I met with a couple that right before we went into the workshop out of the Knoxville office. Mm-hmm. We have offices in Knoxville, Nashville, Chattanooga, and Cookeville, Sparta. So we have several office locations, and yesterday in the Knoxville office, we had somebody come in with $758,000 in bank CDs. So there's still a lot of people out there putting money in bank CDs because they simply don't know what to do with it.
And it's a safe option.
And they want to know that the money's there. They want to know that it's liquid, that they can get to it. The BOLI is much more liquid than a CD because a CD, they're going to be charged a penalty if they cash it in early. Or a BOLI, there's no penalty. There's no.
What about taxes?
Taxes is deferred if you leave it in there. That's a good question. All right. So let's say you put $100,000 in a CD. Well, you get to the end of the year, you got to claim your 1.5% interest. You got to claim that and pay taxes on it. A BOLI, you don't. All right. So now it's important for me to let you know that a BOLI is a bank-owned life insurance. So when it comes to you, the individual, I can't call it a BOLI because you're not a bank. So I have to call it a modified endowment contract, which is an MEC, modified endowment contract.
MEC.
A MEC. So you get a MEC and you get to the end of the year, you're not earning 3.65 fixed. You don't even have to claim that and pay interest on it. So it grows tax deferred. And
maybe you should say that again.
It's compounded.
No
I know,
interest.
right? No interest due on your earnings as long as you don't take them out. If you leave them in the MEC, they compound and they grow tax deferred. Now, if you pull them out, you got to pay tax on them. But a CD, you got to claim and pay tax regardless. Whether you use the money or not, you got to claim it, you got to pay tax on it. So a MEC is not only going to help you, you're going to make, instead of 1.5, you're going to make 3.65, which is triple your money. But now you're going to have access to it with no surrender charge, no penalty. And now it's going to grow tax deferred. Now, how cool is that?
That's the best.
That's the best. And here's one other thing. If you go put $100,000 in a bank CD, 6 months from now, something tragic happens and you pass away. All that's going to go to your heirs is what's in that CD. That's it. And whatever interest is earned, right?
The 1.5.
The 1.5, the interest that's earned. With this MEC, if you die in 6 months, it's going to pay out double what you've got in there tax-free.
Maybe we should say that again.
Yeah. So let's say you put $100,000 in this MEC, just like a bank. It's going to be the exact same thing as bank-owned. It's just a MEC. So you put the $100,000 in that MEC instead of the CD. Something happens to you 3 months, 6 months, 3 weeks. it'll pay double, sometimes more than double. So if you put 100 in, it'll pay 200,000 to your heirs, and it's tax free, and it bypasses probate. Pretty cool, huh?
So who should use a BOLI?
Good question. So anybody that wants 100% safe, 100% guaranteed, no surrender charge when you want your money, no penalty when you want your money. Give us 3 to 5 business days to get it in your account. And if you want to earn 3 times the amount of money that you're making on your CD, some people make 10 times their money because their CD is only paying 0.3% or 0.26%. So anybody that's really looking to boost their income on their safe money should consider a MEC. And if you want to help on your taxes, you should consider a MEC because you can tax defer that gain.
Is fixed the only thing that is offered with a BOLI?
No, that's a good question too. It don't have to be fixed. It can be a variable interest rate. It's important that you know that it's not a variable when it comes to your principal, your invested money. It's variable interest rate. So instead of choosing the fixed interest rate, you can choose variable and you'll get somewhere between 1 and they'll cap you at 10. So you might make 7%, you might make 1%. You might make 10%, you might make 3%. You don't really know where it falls in there. But if you want the guarantee, then you just go with the fixed rate, which is 3.65.
And everyone is different.
And everybody's different. So hopefully that helped you guys out today. Thanks for being on here with us. And look for us every Friday morning, 10 o'clock. We do these live events, and we try to educate you based upon the night before, based upon calls coming in from my radio show, my TV show. Last night we did an educational event, and the big topic was BOLIs, B-O.L.I. For you, the individual, that's called a MEC, an M-E-C, which is a modified endowment contract. So before I sign off, I'll talk.
See if there's any questions.
We've got some questions.
Oh,
for
so the technical people behind the camera are asking if there are any questions before we sign off.
Okay, from Jeremy, he asked, so you're basically saying the banks are making 2% or more interest on our money we could be keeping.
That is a great point, Jeremy, and you are absolutely correct. Last night in the event over in Knoxville, someone went to the bank and they offered them a 1.5% interest rate. And if that person would have done that, then they would have messed up and they would have missed out on triple, because I can get them fixed 3.65. Great question. So don't go put it in something with 1.5 when you can get a fixed product for 3.65. And I'll add one thing to that, Jeremy. That is this. If that client would have put that money in the CD, then they would have had to claim and pay taxes on it at the end of the year. Now, by putting it in the MEC, we don't have to pay taxes. So now it'll grow tax deferred. So not only do they earn 3 times the amount of money, but now they don't have to claim it and pay tax on it. Thanks for the question. That was a good question. Any other ones?
What about, I know we have some viewers that are not in Tennessee. Is this just for Tennessee?
Oh, that's a good one. No, this is nationwide. Banks do this all across the nation. So this is nationwide. We can do this anywhere in the country. That's a good question.
Good.
Yeah, so you may be asking, well, how do we get in touch with you if we want to do something? So our number here is 931-RETIRED. That's pretty simple.
Easy enough.
931-RETIRED. I guess to put that numerically, it would be 931-738-4733. But that spells retired. 931-RETIRED. Reach out to us. We'll be happy to assist you in whatever state you're in, that we will be able to get you a BOLI in that state. So before signing off, are there any other questions?
Well, tell them that they can email us at info@retirementspecialtygroup.com. Maybe they have a topic they want us to do.
Oh, yeah.
They can send in a message and let us know what topics they are interested in.
That'd be great. Okay. That way we can talk about what they want to hear about, right?
Maybe we'll have Santa Claus on with us coming
Hey.
up.
Ooh, we've got one more question. Is a MEC safe if the market crashes?
Oh, that's a good question. Ooh, that's a good one. Hey, we didn't cover that. We messed up. Yes, 100% safe. If the market crashes, a MEC is not tied to the market. So if you put your money in there and the market crashes, you lose nothing. So while everybody else is jumping out of the window because they're losing money, you're smiling because you're making 3 times the amount, and yours is safe and secure, and it's insured and guaranteed. So not only do you don't even have to worry about a market crash. Not going to affect you at all. That's a good question. Thank you for asking that.
Give a shout out to Jason. He just started watching.
Jason, how are you, Jason? Welcome in. Good to have you with us today. Good to have you online with us. Any other?
Oh yeah, and Brian.
Brian.
Well, that's a good name.
That's a good name.
I like that guy already.
You signed in. You got it in your pocket? Is that what you Hey, Brian, welcome online. Good to have you online with us. We're talking about safe, secure investments and how to make 3 times your money. Some people make 10 times their money because their CDs are only paying 0.3%. But last night in Knoxville at our workshop, our educational workshop, we had somebody that got offered 1.5%. And today I'm able to get them 3.65 fixed. So that's 3 times the money that we're able to make them. That would impact your Christmas in a big way. So we're kind of coming in toward the end of the live event here. Any other questions before we sign off?
Are you wanting to pull them out of the market to put them in this, or are you open to leaving people in the market?
No, I'm open. I mean, look, I'm not anti-stock market. I mean, we do have an investment advisor that works for the company. We do put people in the market, but that's another topic, another time. We use the rule of 100. So 100 minus your age. So
give us some topics.
Yeah, give us some topics. Anybody else want to know anything before we sign off? Are we good to sign off?
I think so. If you guys have any other questions, we'll be checking in and keeping tabs on this video still, so feel free to leave questions below if you didn't catch us live.
All right, so thanks for riding with us. I'm Pilot Anthony Wright, my co-pilot Brian Allen over here. Good to be with you live today. We'll see you next Friday. Email us, info@Retirement Specialty Group. Tell us what topics you want to know about, and we'll talk about them maybe next week on the live event. So have a great day, have a great evening, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.